everybody. Welcome. John here. It's Thursday, January 28th. Starlog. I got nothing. We are here to talk to you. I'm here to talk to you about FOC Roundup. We're doing this again for the second week in a row. Yay, we're getting back to normal. But we'll jump into it, all of the stuff that's on FOC this week after this very, very short video from our sponsor, Aquaman. So don't go anywhere. Ready? John here. It is time for, sorry about the black screen there. It is time for our weekly FOC Roundup show. This is a show that we're going to get back into the groove of doing every single week to bring you the latest information on comic books that are on Final Order Cutoff. Final Order Cutoff FOC is something that we as a comic book store do every single week. It's our last chance as a store to adjust numbers on books before they actually show up in the store. And it's important because if you guys don't tell us what you want to order at FOC, then we run the risk of running out of copies. If you're not in here Wednesday, our Wednesday Warriors, thank you to those of you that are. Again, there's a chance that we're going to run out of stuff because we order enough copies for everybody who's subscribed to the book, enough copies for people who are pulling copies of the book, and then a few things to go on the rack out on the floor. And once those are gone, a lot of times that's it. All the publishers are running super slim in terms of availability right now. So, the whole point of this show is to get you the comics that you want, but you got to tell us. That's the whole point. We're opening a channel of communication from us here at the store ordering comics to you guys out there on the floor buying them. So that's what this show is all about. The stuff that you see on the screen right here, I don't know what to do with my hands again, my Ricky Bobby-ish. The background behind me is our weekly blog post that I type up every Wednesday night. So it's always live on our website, hallofjusticecomics.com, on Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I get up, I share it to our Facebook page and a lot of the local comic book groups. I forgot to share this video to the comic book groups, but that's okay. So you have all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then Sunday until 11 a.m. to get your orders into us for DC. And Monday at 11 a.m. to get your orders in for all of the other publishers, from Image to Dark Horse to Boom to Dynamite to Marvel and everybody else. So you have quite a few days to go over this information. And yeah, it can be a little bit tedious, but you know what? We're trying to hold your hand and walk you through the process so that ultimately you have the comics that you want to read or collect or speculate on or whatever the case may be. So that's why we do this show. But again, the stuff that's on the background behind me is always up on our website every single week. Go to hallofjusticecomics.com. You click on the blog right here. Boom, right there, blog, right next to YouTube, blog. And that will take you to whatever the most recent blog post is. Hopefully the one behind us is the one that we're talking about today. So all the stuff that we're going to go over is here. It's on FOC. Like I said, DC is on Sunday, January 31st. We need your orders by 11 a.m. Everybody else is Monday, February 1st. It's already February, which is absolutely crazy. And again, by 11 a.m. The way this works, if you see something on this video or on the write-up that you would like to order, if you comment sub with the title, we will add that title to your subscription here at the store. That way you don't miss out on any copies of the book. If you don't want to, if you're afraid of commitment, if you're worried about getting something set up like that, you can also comment pull with whatever cover, title, and quantity that you'd like to order, and we'll make sure that we get that ordered for you. That way, you don't have to necessarily subscribe to the whole series, but we'll have a copy of number 1 waiting for you in your hold slot. One thing that I do want to bring attention to is this little piece right here. The covers on this list that are in bold did not have images available at the time that I wrote this up last night. So that's something that you guys can keep checking throughout the weekend, and I'll show you how to do that using the item codes that are provided here for you to figure out what the covers are going to look like. Not everybody has covers available at the time that I typed this up on Wednesday night. The rules are the publishers are supposed to have everything uploaded to Diamond/Lunar by Friday morning. So we're cutting it a little close. We're pushing the envelope a little bit. But again, I want to give you guys as much time as you possibly can to go through this stuff and figure out what you want to order. So let's jump in. From DC this week, surprise, there's a new Future State one-shot that wasn't part of the original, 27 or 37 or 86 or 45, whatever the original titles that DC put together for Future State. This is just a one-shot, but it's an addition to that. So those of you guys who are on all of the Future State titles, whether it's A covers or B covers or both, don't worry, we'll get you covered on this. That's not a problem. Well, that'll take a little bit of extra legwork on my part to get that all set up for you. But from DC this week, Future State Superman House of L, #1, just a one-shot. Centuries into the future, the bloodline of Kal-El, the hero we know as Clark Kent, continues. Meet a new generation of Kryptonian heroes as they stand against one of the greatest threats they've ever faced, a diabolical foe called the Red King. Get ready for the unexpected debuts of the twins known as Rowan and Ronan Kent, descendants of Jonathan Kent. Rowan is the new Superman of Earth, while his sister is a Blue Lantern. That means hope to you and I. Also on board are Theander Ban-El, whose mother was Tamaranian, that's like Starfire, and other heroes, all led by the original Man of Steel himself. Plus, don't miss an appearance by the Black Racer. See how the future of the Superman family comes together in this wild, extra-sized special. Cover A over there on the left is by Yannick Paquette. Cover B right here, right there by me, is by Jay Anceloto, and they are $5.99 or $6.99 respectively. The B covers for DC are always cardstock covers, and they're $1 more than cover price. So that's pretty cool. Nice covers on both of those. From Image this week comes Two Moons #1. I'm stoked about this. So it's written by the guy who did Rumble and who's done a lot of BPRD stories, John Arcudi, solid comic writer, and with rising star artist Valerio John Giordano for an all-new ongoing horror series. Horror. This issue starts the long journey of a young Pawnee man named Virgil Morris, aka Two Moons, fighting for the Union during the Civil War, when he is suddenly confronted with his shamanic, I don't know how you pronounce that word, shaman roots. He discovers horrors far worse than combat, as the ghosts of his past reveal the monstrous evil around him. Cover A right here on the far left is by Valerio John Giordano. Cover B by me I gotta figure out how to flip the camera around, so that, I don't know, whatever. Cover B, though, is by Gerardo Zaffino, and that's pretty solid. But wait, there's more. There is also a blank cover that is available. So new ongoing horror series written by John Arcudi, art by Valerio John Giordano from Image, called Two Moons. Is that like giving somebody the pressed ham, giving somebody the two moons? I don't know. It's not that funny. From Marvel this week, we have Captain Marvel, Marvel's Snapshots #1, which is also just a one-shot. This is, I don't know, the 7th or 8th one that they've done so far. A team of heroes fights a stirring battle for the safety of the planet. A young woman struggles with desperation and despair, trying to cope in the modern world, but that's only the beginning. Superstar creators Mark Waid and Colleen Duran tell a tale of inspiration within inspiration, as we see how, I don't know how that works. Is that like Inception? As we see how the world's marvels have inspired others and how they've been inspired themselves. Obviously, this is focusing on Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, and with Kamala Khan as Ms. Marvel. Cover A over there on the left is by Alex Ross, and that's pretty stunning. Cover B is the variant cover by Claire Rowe, who I believe is the interior artist on the book, so that's kind of a snapshot of what it's going to look like inside. So Marvel's Snapshots, Captain Marvel #1, just a one-shot. Okay. Next from Marvel is another tie-in to King in Black. We have the King in Black Handbook, in case you can't keep all of who's nullified and what's nullified and why are there dragons and how many symbiotes are there, what's the symbology of the symbiotes. You have the King in Black Handbook, also just a one-shot. As the Dark King Null descends on the Marvel Universe, the official handbook turns its focus to all things symbiote with this new collection of profiles. This issue covers not only symbiote hosts such as Venom, remiss if Venom weren't in this book. Carnage and Lee Price, but also characters whom symbiotes have affected, such as Victoria Montesi, Ghost Spider, Dylan Brock, Anne Wayne, plus a profile of Null, the King of Black himself. And from the pages of Thor, the All Black, the very first symbiote. So the cover right there that you see on your screen is the only one that is available by somebody or someone known as the Ohotmo Group. There you go. Just a one-shot King in Black Handbook. If you are subscribed to King in Black with us, we already have a copy of that on order for you, so no need to let us know. But if you added it recently, you maybe want to hit us up just so that we have a copy for you. Okay, next from Marvel. This is pretty cool. This is the third in the series of Marvel Voices one-shots that they have been publishing. This is Marvel Voices Legacy #1, also just a one-shot. Celebrating Black History Month in the mighty Marvel style. Black Panther, Storm, Blade, Falcon, Ironheart, Luke Cage, Spectrum, and so many more. Marvel's incredible legacy of black heroes gets the star treatment in this action-packed special. New and established creators take on their favorite heroes in a dizzying array of stories designed to inspire and uplift. The Marvel's Voices program is your #1 stop for the world outside your window. Don't sleep on this one. For starters, it's going to damage your comic book. The main cover on the far left there is fantastic and is by Torrin Clark. The variant cover that you see closest to me right here is by Edge. I don't know who that is. Hopefully it's not the guy from U2, as U2's playing on the radio behind me. Then we have a variant cover right here. So this person, Hernanda Souza, has been doing a series of Black History Month variants featuring the other Captain Marvel, one of the many Captain Marvels there to my left. Right here by me, damn it, right there, is a very cool variant cover by Mr. Ken Lashley featuring Black Panther and War Machine and Miles and Storm. Then we have on the far left, we have Oliver Coipel with a very nice Miles Morales Spider-Man. And last but not least, I've got to scroll up to figure out who the last person was. Natasha Bustos has a Stormbreakers variant featuring Cloak and Brother Voodoo, and I'm not sure who that young girl is. I wonder if that's somebody new from Strange Academy. I would assume so. But there you go. Marvel Voices #1. It's just a one-shot, $4.99. All 6 of those covers are open to order, so let us know before the end of the day on Monday, or before 11 a.m. on Monday, I should say. Okay, from Boom this week. We've been talking about this a lot so far. You guys hopefully have seen our post on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere. My love for you is ticking clock berserker. That's not this, but it's similar. From Boom Studios and Keanu Reeves comes a comic book called Berserker. It's a brand new #1. It's co-written by Matt Kint. It's got interior art by Ron Garney. It's got a whole mess of comic book covers. In his must-read comic book writing debut alongside Matt Kint and acclaimed artist Ron Garney, we have the story of the man known only as Berserker. He's half mortal, half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the world for centuries, Berserker may have finally found a refuge, working for the U.S. government, of course, to fight the battles that are too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, Berserker will be granted the one thing he desires, the truth about his endless, blood-soaked existence and how to end it. This is awesome. It's something that was solicited, I want to say, back in September or October. Boom pushed it back because they released a Kickstarter effort for Berserker on some collected volumes, but of course those are going to wait until the single issues right here are completely published. So this book is coming out February 24th. It has 5 different cover options, okay? On the far left there you have the main cover by Rafael Grampa. Right here next to me on the left you have the Mark Brooks variant. There is a blank cover, cover C, which is right there on your screen. Then you have a D cover that comes out 2 weeks later, which is the foil version of the Rafael Grampa cover, and it's $1 more. The book's $4.99, so the foil's going to be $5.99. There's also a foil of the Keanu Reeves Mark Brooks cover right there, which is that's cover E, and again, it will also release on March 10th. In addition to that, there's a whole mess of incentive covers. We don't really post about the incentive covers because we don't know whether we're qualifying for those or not. But if you saw our post on Instagram and Facebook, we are offering, first of all, we're offering this book as a no-risk #1 to anybody who orders a copy. So if you buy a copy and you read it and you don't like it, bring it back. We will give you a credit on your next purchase for the purchase price of Berserker #1. If you're already sold, if you're already all in, if you say, man, that sounds like John Wick and Old Guard mixed up with Keanu Reeves writing it, I am in. We are offering a package deal here at the store that collects all 5 open-to-order covers. So the main cover by Rafael Grampa, the Brooks B cover, the blank C cover, the foil Grampa cover, the foil Brooks cover, and a 1-in-10 red blank cover, $37 value for $24.99. And again, orders for all of this stuff are due on Monday, February 1st by 11 a.m. So if you subscribe to the series, that's cool. There's going to be A and B covers for the entire run. If you would like to order a package deal, the package deal is not discounted and it is not returnable because you're getting it for a better price. But let us know. It's going to be good. I can't wait to see it and read it. It's been out there for so long that it's finally on FOC and we're pretty stoked. But just remember that the 2 blank versions of these covers right there come out 2 weeks after the release. So instead of on February 24th, those are coming out on March 10th. Okay? From Aftershock this week, we have a new book called Nuclear Family #1. Set in America in 1957, Elvis dominates the airwaves. Apple pie is served after every meal, but with a dark cloud of nuclear holocaust looming. Korean War vet Tim McLean's major concern is taking care of his family in the atomic age. When the first bomb does drop on an unexpected Midwest city, Tim and his family find themselves plunged into a strange new world where what's left of the U.S. has gone underground while continuing to wage war on Russia with unthinkable tactics. Based on Philip K. Dick's short story Breakfast at Twilight, Nuclear Family is written by Stephanie Phillips, who did Butcher Paris, is written for Heavy Metal, Artemis and the Assassin, Red Atlantis, lots of Aftershock titles in there, and illustrated by Tony Chastain from Star Trek. It's Cold War era science fiction at its most timely and terrifying. So that is the A cover right there by Tony Chastain. Okay. From Titan this week, we've got a new Blade Runner series. Blade Runner 2029 is coming out currently. This is Blade Runner Origins #1. Enter the world of Blade Runner 2009 and discover the untold origins of the Blade Runners. A Tyrell Corporation scientist is dead, the victim of an apparent suicide, but when LAPD detective Cal is called in to investigate, he uncovers secret documents revealing a new kind of replicant and a conspiracy that could change the world. Featuring an all-star creative team with Titan's best-selling Blade Runner 2019 co-writer Mike Johnson, plus someone from Supergirl, Mello Brown from American Gods. There's a whole mess of covers, so we're going to start off here. On the left, far left, is the Art Germ cover. Next to that is the Peach Momoko cover. Then we've got a cover C right there by Fernando Dagnino. Cover D is by Robert Hack. Cover E, I gotta scroll to remember who the guy's name was. Cover E is by Peter Kowalski. There is a blank cover, cover F, and then there is a cover G that is not shown. Well, the G is an incentive for Archer. There's a cover H that's not shown, which is why it's right here in bold. That is a FOC exclusive Peach Momoko cover. So a whole mess of Blade Runners to cream your jeans over. Blade Runner Origins from Titan. And that's kind of it for new stuff, but we have more for you kids. We have what we call our subsequent print speculation section. Let me see. I would have to change. I'm going to have to drag sources in to get the Oscar cameo. But this segment is all about second prints. Second prints of books generally have way smaller print runs than firsts. And as a result, lately they have been going up on the secondary market almost immediately. Cue Star Wars High Republic #1 second print. It's already a $25 to $30 book on eBay, and it just came out this week. So from Boom, you have a whole mess of them here with We Only Find Them When They're Dead, #1 fifth print, #2 fourth print, #3 third print, #4 third print, and #5 second print. None of which had covers when I typed this up last night, which is why they're all in bold. Nope, that way, over there. From Marvel, we've got a few. Black Cat number 2 is getting a second print, but I didn't have a cover last night. Daredevil number 25 is getting a third print, and it's got a black and white version of the Marco Cicchetto second print cover, so that's pretty cool. King in Black, Planet of the Symbiotes number 1 is getting a second print. That's what it looks like on your screen right there. And then we've got Return of the Valkyries number 1 with a second print, Dr. Aphra number 7 with a second print, and Sword number 2 with a second print, none of which had covers last night. So that's stuff to keep an eye on. We'll look those up here in a second. I'll show you how to do that. And finally, we have our Who Does number 2 work for segment. Again, I'll get the video clips dragged into the scene here so that you guys can enjoy the thrilling sounds of Austin Powers putting somebody under a toilet seat. But for starters, from Aftershock, we have I Breathed the Body number 2, a science fiction horror series about social media, big tech, and influencer culture. I hate that word. As the world reels from the most depraved live stream ever put online, Anne and her coworkers lean into the violence. Horrific appetites are revealed, death is made into spectacle, and the world changes in an instant. Step behind the curtain of online outrage to see the people pulling the strings. Become those who push the limits of what's acceptable, deny responsibility, and make billions in the process. I Breathe the Body, number 2. Next, from Dark Horse, we have Crimson Flower, number 2 of 4. This is Matt Kint and Matt Lesniewski's Russian folktale about assassins, number 2 of 4. On the trail of her father's killer, a young woman begins to blur the line between reality and fantasies. The folk tales from her childhood become more real than the world around her. And as she makes it one step further toward avenging her father, the line between justice and vengeance becomes equally fuzzy. Cover A on the far left is by Matt Lesniewski. Cover B, though, man, is by Patrick Reynolds. Love that guy. He came to the store a couple years ago for Hellboy Day and was kind enough to sign books and do some sketches, and he absolutely knocked it out of the park with that cover. So cover B, Patrick Reynolds. DC, we have the last wave of Future State issue number 2s. Number 1s came out this week. We're going to start it off with Aquaman number 2. Andy Curry, daughter of Arthur and Mira, has had a pretty terrible month. Jackson Hyde, also known as the current Aquaman, won't stop calling her Aqualass when she's told him 1,000 times it's Aquawoman. Come on. She's manifested a new power that scares the absolute hell out of her. Oh, and she and Jackson just got ripped apart at the midst of a cosmic space ocean, and she can't find him anywhere. For the first time in her 14 years, Andy's all alone, and it's going to take her wits, her will, and every single lesson Jackson ever taught her to survive. Cover A is by interior artist Daniel Samperi. Cover B is by Kerry Randolph, Future State Aquaman number 2. Next we have Future State Batman Superman number 2, the finale for the 2-issue miniseries. Superman's fallen deep into the Magistrate's kryptonite caverns, and now he's at the mercy of a gruesomely transformed Professor Pig. If you haven't seen him in number 1, it is creepy. So what do an animalistic body modification and caves of kryptonite have to do with the Magistrate's growing fascist state in Gotham City? That's what Batman needs to find out as the race against time to save the Man of Steel nears its end. All we know for sure is that during this battle, something happened that drove a wedge between Bruce and Clark. Discover the answers and the conclusion that will rock the world's finest to their core. Cover A right there on your screen is by David Marquez. There is a B cover by Art Adams, but again, I don't have that available, which is why it is in bold there at the end of the text. Next we have Future State Legion of Superheroes number 2 of 2. The unthinkable has happened. One of the Legionnaires has betrayed the entire galaxy. The United Planets is in ruins, the team has been scattered across the cosmos, and madness reigns on multiple worlds. Now the surviving Legionnaires are just discovering the real truth behind what has happened to their dream of a new age of heroes. Don't miss this shocking twist 1,000 years in the making from the team of writer Brian Michael Bendis and visionary artist Riley Rossmo. Cover A on the far left is by Rossmo. Cover B right here by me is by Ian McDonald, featuring a very cool Brainiac 5 hanging out down there. Next we have Future State Suicide Squad number 2 of 2. I really don't know what the hell's going on in this book. All I know is the B cover is a connecting cover, and I didn't know that when it was first announced. Peacemaker attacks. We're going to see him. John Cena's playing Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad movie, so that's cool. Assigned to bring Amanda Waller back to Earth 1 at all costs, the Suicide Squad battles Waller's private Justice League on Earth 3. As lives are lost and blood is spilled, the fate of the multiverse will be decided by Superman. It's only fitting. Also in this issue, the 853rd century is burning, and only Black Adam can save reality from the onslaught of murderous rage from a new threat spawned from a former hero. Cover A on the far left is by Javi Fernandez. Cover B with Black Manta, my 4-year-old's gonna love that, by Derek Chu. Finally, from DC, we have Superman vs. Imperious Lex number 2 of 3. So there's one more of this one coming out. It's really happening. Lexor has joined the United Planets. While surveying, Lois Lane and Superman discover that the planet is rich in minerals, causing Lex Luthor to try and exit the Federation to make a pretty penny. Realizing he can't leave without agreement from Earth, he imprisons Lois Lane, then whips up the propaganda machine against Superman. Now the power couple must work together to break free and stop Luthor's plans. But how can they fight a whole planet that's designed to hate them? Cover A on the far left is by Yannick Paquette. Cover B right here by me is by Scan Suraswan. Okay, from Image this week, Rain Like Hammers number 2 of 5, little 5-issue miniseries from the guy who formerly wrote and drew Prophet. Infamous criminal Brick Block, he's a Lego fan, makes a desperate crash landing on the artificial palace world of Sky Cradle, where he transfers his mind into the body of a vat-grown butler to remain undetected. That sounds like blah, 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 blah. In his new butler body, he sets off to save Elle, a young woman who has unknowingly entered a deadly competition for immortality. Again, more blah, 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 blah. Rain Like Hammers, the crazy sci-fi thing that kind of channels a little bit of the French Mobius issue 2 of 5. Okay? For Marvel this week, Maestro War in Pax number 2 of 5 is on FOC. Number 1 just came out last week, or this week. I don't know what day it is anymore. Deuce in Deuce. That's Deuce. That's not Deus. Maybe it's Deus. I don't know. Whatever. Deus and Deus. The Maestro thought I'm not a Latin fan. The Maestro thought he was the biggest supernatural force left on the planet, but he's not the only would-be immortal around. The Pantheon sees all, including a Hulk too powerful to leave alive. Main cover right there on your screen is by Dale Keown. There's also a variant by Carlos Pacheco. I forgot to put that in bold because I don't have that cover image, but it's a cool cover right there. He's got the remains of the Avengers surrounding him. And that brings us to the conclusion of the show. This is the last little bit that we leave you with, is the entire list of all of the books that are on FOC. Sunday for DC, Monday for everybody else. The DC books don't have an item code. That's something that you have to look up on Lunar's website. Everything else right there, it's broken down by publisher. So we've got Boom, we've got Dark Horse, we've got Dynamite, we've got IDW, Image, Marvel. So we're going to try for a second to see if we can find the Dr. Aphra number 7 second print. Maybe they have an image uploaded after I typed this up last night. So what you want to do if you're using this tool is you come over here and you copy the item code, the December 208828. We're going to copy that. We are going to open a new web browser, and we are going to paste this up here in the web browser. The very first search result that comes up is the previewsworld.com listing for that Dr. Aphra number 7 second print. If you click on that, it brings you to the Previews World page. And normally, if there was a cover available, you would see that here instead of the image coming soon. So that's literally all you have to do to utilize that entire list with codes that we put up at the end of all of the text and pictures. So that's it. If you have questions, let us know. You can comment on this video. You can comment on the post that is on Facebook, or on you can message us via email, hojcomics@gmail.com. You can call us here at the store, 303-484-9103, to get your orders in for whatever it is that you would like to order, as long as it's before the cutoff times, which are Sunday 11 a.m., Monday at 11 a.m. And we would be happy to order whatever it is that you would like to read. So make sure if you don't follow us on Facebook, you wouldn't be seeing this video. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at HOJComics. It's also the same on Twitter at HOJComics, and you can check this video out very shortly on YouTube, youtube.com/c/Hall of Justice Comics Collectibles. And if you go to YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring that bell so that you get notifications when we post new content like this little video. Yay! Thanks, guys. Have a great week. We'll be on tonight for the stream sale, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here on Facebook. If you have questions, like I said, feel free to reach out to us. Take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you around.